Greetings over the diaspora to those that don't speak the languages that we speak. Grand Rising, Supreme Rising, and Happy New Season. We are doing our only episode for the season, the Anpu season. But for a more comprehensive episode, we did one on the Moya podcast on Sunday the 21st, like we do every season, that we'll be covering the African calendar series on the Moya podcast. But welcome everybody, Stoners United, Wake and Bake Gang, the Queer Unconscious, the Knowledge Seekers, Knowledge Collectors, War Gang, Anti-War Gang, Togoza Gogo Gang, Makosi Gang, Chakra Hands, Tarot Card Gang, as long as we are all here in love and light. And yes, so this is our intro episode, but we're gonna try and make it a bit more comprehensive, so you know what it's all about. So we said it's gonna be a last season, and yeah, so behind the scenes we are working on the products for the page, like we said on the last episode that we did. So we want to do a little Pasha kit or the seasonal kit. Yeah, I'm still finding the right word for it. Cosmic resonance kit. So I'm still finding the right word for it. But yeah, so we will be putting those out, and yeah, Okindi will be helping us with those orders should one need those, or you need a certain stone and all of that. We'll be doing that behind the scenes. But let us get into today's episode without wasting any more time. So as usual, we start with the things that align us with the season that we are entering. So this is enough time. I hope it's enough time for you guys to collect, and those who will be ordering from us, we're hoping it's going to be in the season of Anpu, so that you are also in a nice alignment with the season. So these are the things that you're using on yourself as Umsamo, or on your altars or your sacred places where you do your meditations, or Mpahlo, or you praying. So those points where you're trying to create this cosmic resonance. Okay, so let us start with the period of Anpu. So our period of Anpu starts on the 23rd of April up until the 23rd of May. And then the stone for the season is a serpentine or serpentine stone. So it's a light green stone. It's got specks. So from the creature itself, the serpent. So it's from that, because also it's another season for shedding. And those who are able to join us with the live that we did with Goku Mama Bolo on Sunday, she was also speaking that when we're getting into the season, we're cleansing ourselves, so that we're going into a nice spiritual hibernation season where we're doing spiritual work now. So because we're tracking the movement of the sun, we spoke for the gate season. This is where now things of the cosmos are materialized, and then now this Osset season transitioned us nicely so that we are able to build a cosmic resonance from the physical as well as the cosmos themselves. And now in the season, this is where now our psychic abilities are sharpened. Now we're going into spiritual, into the spiritual work fully now, into this Anpu season. And yes, before I forget, Anpu ke Molebeledi, ka Sesotho, ka Sinzulu, or ka Singuni, UMqaphikazi, because you would notice with the people that are born in the season as well, they're very alert, very not conscious, what's the word? Very observant people who are also able to detect certain things that are hidden in spirit, you know. So this is what the Anpu season is going to be about. But let us do the things that align us quickly before we go all over the show. And then, so that is the stone, the serpentine stone. So for me, I use it a lot in Kundalini awakening meditation. So you can use it for that. It's got other uses. And I think Gogo Tuli, as I've spoken about her on this platform before, she will probably do something, because she's also of the Anpu zodiac house, or the energy house, or the principle of Anpu. So yeah, I'm assuming that she will be covering something on Anpu, or on the rocks that you can use, or the stones that you can use on the season in Anpu. Then the color, it's going to be a very favorite one, ki color black, ki color ya manyora. So if you love dressing in black, now is your time to absolutely shine, and you know, take out those outfits, do the best, do the most in the season in Anpu. So it is from the color black, and in Medu nature we call this color Kim. So not only denoting to us as a melanated people, not only denoting to the fertile soils that got the Nile, but black is actually such a spiritually heightened color. It's a color that is, yeah, we'll go into, yeah, I'm hoping we'll have time to do like maybe a series on colors, you know, but it is a very, very sacred color, a high color of spirituality, you know. So please go check out the episode that we did, Kulu Mlondolozi, where we did an episode Kabalos, you know, and we spoke about, you know, like how sacred this color in black is. But yeah, we'll do probably a series, I guess maybe after the hiatus when we're coming back. And then the metal, the season get brass. So brass itself, so it's got other elements to it, and the major element that give these copper copper, like in the copper bracelets that we wear. So this helps a lot, got inflammation, helps a lot with blood flow. You know, the way this now, but yeah, so get yourself for that. So it's a nice conduit for flow of energy as well. So get yourself that. And then it's the incense, get Cassia. So Cassia, the more common terms, this would be like Chinese cinnamon. But Yona, as an incense itself, it's a mixture of cinnamon, little cloves. So if you do a lot of spell work using normal spices or stuff that you find in your kitchen, you know that cinnamon is nice for good juju or nice spell work or abundance spell work. And then with the cloves themselves, so cloves assist in dispelling negative energy in so you can put it in the corners of your house, you know, go to window ceiling or at the corners, the essential corners of your house. Or if you've got kids, go to school baking, yes, or when yourself, if you're working at a spiritually dangerous work environment, just put those in your bag or on your beam. Okay, they're quite prickly, don't put them in your bra like you would with your stones. Yeah, they're quite prickly. Yeah, so now it comes now got this season in Anpu, because Anpu also appears as the protector. As much as he's the watcher, he is a protector as well. Anyway, and then the tree of the season, get the date palm. And then the animals that are associated with the season are the hounds, the wolf, the jackal. All right, so anything from that dog family. And then a very interesting one, so the scarab family. I don't know how to say the plural of that family in that Latin or whatever it is that they use. But that family, I almost said it's Zulu, but I know I'm going to say it wrong. But the dung beetle that you would see, right? So it's a very interesting one as well, because when we're speaking of deities that are also associated with this deity Enaya Anpu, we also have Heka as the magic, so high magic. So also Anpu is the lord, is part of the lords of divination, right? Because now Kenako, also the proper time because you would get certain dreams that are denoting Gutino, Vuma Ogofa, you know, or so it's not necessarily an actual death. Man, I wish we had more time for Anpu. I really wish we had more time. But please go check out what we did. Go more, but you get dreams where you think you're dreaming of death, or you're dreaming of being chased by dogs or whatever it is. So it's not so in this season a lot, so not dispelling the common meanings and all of that. But in the season a lot, you would see how it's denoting to uvuma ufa, right? Where you're dying, your flesh self is dying, and you're entering into spiritual work. And yeah, I think I covered those. So Kahulabolok is very interesting, because now Hulabolok would be denoting renewal, that renewed life. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna need to double back on Anpu, but yeah, maybe the next Anpu that we're coming into. But yeah, I'm very excited got the season in, you know, because after boxing I think I'm ready. Like, I'm finally accepting sivuma ukufa mese kukanje, you know, a life in. But yeah, anyway, so Anpu itself, remember tracking of the sun. So Anpu now refines these elements that we got now, got the Osset season, where Osset was creating this vitality, this connection, spiritual life, the material life. But now Anpu comes and then refines that, and then now as Itwasana, or as an initiate, or as somebody who's doing the spiritual work, now you're equipped with new powers, because now the refining of the cosmic work is now residing in this physical body that you have. Sorry, back to associate deities. So associate deities give the scarab, the scarab family representation, with besides the hounds and all of that, but would also be associated with Capri. So Capri, if you double back, go episode in Heru, we spoke about when Heru appears as a different at different maturity levels. And then highly heru kepri, this is now at the beginning of the day, or the beginning of heru, when they're still a baby, when they're still young. But this is now the renewal of life aspect, Anpu. And then we get Heka, which is the high magic I spoke about. And then we have also Uapwat, which is a deity called the opener of the ways. Another word that they use for him, the one that guides the souls through darkness. So Anpu also appears as the doorman there, where you're now entering the afterlife, right? So in other texts, so Anpu would be called God of the Dead, right? Do not be confused with Asa when he's in hibernation, Hasei Lisokar. All right. Anyway, so Anpu now, the principle is transmutation. So Anpu is able to transform all these negative elements, whether you think, oh my gosh, there's no resolution to this thing, or it's this thing, there's nothing else I can do with the situation. And Anpu steps in and transforms all of that negativity in order to be used for the good. And then also Anpu is the Lord of Divination, so it's also able to assist you in communicating with the ancestral souls, and then gives remedies to very difficult cases, or cases that are unsolvable, or you're thinking, there's no resolve, or there's no healing that comes from here. But Anpu now comes and offers those solutions. And then the function is digestion. So the healing powers that Anpu can accelerate a return to health, and restoration of a clear mind, especially now with the season that we're coming from and coming out of retrograde. So currently we're still retrograding, but we're coming out of it. And now vitality has returned to me, Now I'm more optimistic, I'm more positive. I'm not feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm dying, like I was previously, And then the two things that I want to highlight on before we close. So the rituals that are also involved for the season. So a very important one. So the one is a purification of the pubis region, right? The prosthetic plexus, so that energy there. So I'm not too well versed. The cleansing, I'm going to do the regular cleansing, but this pubic region in Achako. So there's rituals that are done where it's a purification of that now in the Anpu season. And then another important one, it's called the empowerment of your figurines, or the empowerment of your spiritual tools, right? So we did an episode, it's a bit cringy. I was doubling back and watching the, but I did provide the information there, one that we did last year. So we actually full circled. So thank you so much for getting us here. We are growing, steady wins the race, absolutely. So it's called the empowerment of your tools, your spiritual tools. I call it that, but it's got its own Kemetic name for that. So whether opera the anke, whether opera the evil eye, whether opera, or protection of the evil eye, whether opera, whatever it is that you're using as a spiritual tool, the things that you're using, your capes that you're using, empower those tools now, using the elements, using affirmation, using chants. And because also a lot of divination also works by high magic, please also use the affirmations, use the spell work that you guys do. And by spell work, we don't mean it's not as dark as you would think it is, but affirmation itself, that is spell work that you're doing when you're speaking life, when you're speaking positivity into things, when you're speaking and wanting to direct how certain thing must flow or should flow, then that is also spell work. But that is all I have for the Anpu season, and I do apologize for it. And yes, another thing that I mustn't forget, us in the Southern Hemisphere, we are in the Scorpio season. It's very interesting that when you're looking at the representation in Scorpio season, it's the Scorpion, and Scorpion in the 8 legs. And it's very interesting that we are in our 8th season on our calendar. So I'm happy today, happy Anpu season. Do the spiritual work, shadow work, shamanic soul retrievals, heal the inner child, but do the behind the scenes work a lot on your spirit, because if we're basing it on a 12-month calendar, we have 6 months of doing anything we want, flesh things, terrestrial things, carnal things. And then in the 6th month, let us also work on behind the scenes, the spiritual stuff, so that we are well balanced being, the yin yang of everything. Yes, so I'm getting my eyes happy today. Happy season, happy new season, happy Anpu seasoning, and everything else. Remember, thrive in black, and don't be scared to use that the black around. It's not necessarily denoting darkness, like we highlighted the episode that we did. But yes, I do have episodes that are lined up until I think Boma May. I hope I'll be able to come up a little bit for air, and we enter into the season. Bast after this. I'm Happy today, abundance, prosperity, and